I have absolutely fallen in love with this knife. This is the KATSU Anomaly, and we're going to take a look at it from above. This thing's great. It's designed by Dirk Pinkerton. It's done by KATSU. So let's turn this around and take a look at it from above. Guys, like I said in the intro, I'm absolutely in love with this little knife. KATSU just knocks it out of the park so often. Oops, missed the flipper tab. This is a great, great knife designed by Dirk Pinkerton, and KATSU's execution is always so good. So let's go ahead. We're gonna get some boring stuff out of the way. We'll look at the specs, do some size comparison, then we'll get into the carry and use and how much I like this knife. So first things first, you're looking at an overall length of 7.89 inches with a blade length of 3.14. It's done in a Tonto in S35 VN. Now I will tell you there is a non-Tonto version available of this knife, so you can get either configuration. It is a frame lock. Like I said, S35 VN steel on this, and this is in a satin. Super fine bead blast on this titanium that then has been bronzed, a bronzed anode, and a nice milled pocket clip on this. Your overall weight on this, it's not real heavy. It's 2.96 ounces. It is right hand only, and it is tip up. So frame lock flipper, great little knife. Let's go ahead and we'll get a couple knives out for size comparison so you can see, because it's not a real big knife. It's also like it's in that range of just about the Goldilocks zone. So your first knife for comparison is going to be Spyderco PM2, a knife most of you guys are going to have a good reference for. You can see it's a good bit smaller than the PM2. Your next knife for reference, it's the Benchmade 940, probably the best known knife in the knife industry. And I do these references so that way I can tell you the length, but at least you now have a visual representation. You can see a little bit smaller than the 940 here. They're tip to tail length on that. So your final knife for size comparison, as always, is the Chris Reese Sebenza Large 21, and you can see their good size reference. Most people are going to know this knife. It's a very well-known knife in the knife community. So let's get this out of the way and start talking about this knife, because I really like this. I'm not usually a fan of the Americanized style Tonto, or this Tonto that has like the hard point at the tip. It's very much something I'm not a super big fan of, but on this one, it is done so well. So action on this, really smooth. It's running on bearings. It is one of the smoothest KATSU knives I've had come in. It is just literally frictionless once you get past that break point. It's running on a ceramic detent ball, and it's got a fairly large detent ball, which gives you that smooth action, but nice stiff detent. It is a very snappy action on this. The S35 VN blade on this has been ground perfect. There is no flaw in this. This is one of the best Tontos I've had come in, and it is ridiculously sharp. This is more of a Japanese style Tonto. You've got a lot more belly to this. It does have that hard point there, but it's not like that is the primary point to it. Then you've got this forward edge that gives you this really strong point. It's a typical Tonto. Not any distal taper until you get to this point here, and it just drops over. Reminds me a lot of the Tontos that they do over at Chris Reeve Knives on those Sebenzas. Just a beautifully done Tonto. This is one of the few that I probably would purchase on my own. In hand, this thing is great in hand. Feels really good. It cuts well. It's got a radius to it that basically runs from heel to tip, but it's straight enough that you can still do a lot of tasks. It is a little bit curved, that Japanese style curve from heel to tip here as well. A lot of times that's not the greatest, but on this it's really comfortable, and it allows you to do nice sweeping cuts with this. The access to the lock bar, perfect. Access lock bar is just about the best you're going to find on a knife this size. And then how much this blade drops in, it gives you a nice clean look. Now, typical of some of Dirk's designs, this is not chamfered and rounded. It's more just angled over, but they're not hard edges really, and it feels good in hand. It gives you the same feel as if it was completely contoured and completely radiused, but it gives you those facets, and it's just a really nice, clean look on this. Pocket clip. The pocket clip on it is great. There is like you don't even realize the pocket clip is there. It just completely disappears. It's not a hot spot. It doesn't turn into a hot spot. It definitely is one of those that really sits nicely in the pocket and does not walk around. And that's because it tapers down. It's nice and thin here and it's wide here. It doesn't walk around, but it gives you a nice thin profile on that pocket clip, which feels great in hand. All of the titanium has been just light bead like glass blasted, so you can just barely see that it's been blasted, and that makes that anode just really iridescent and look good. It would look even better if I cleaned it up. You can see around the pocket clip and down in this area what it looked like when it first got here and it was clean. As far as cutting, it cuts really well. It's got a nice behind the edge thickness on it, and then it comes up to where it's not super aggressive on the transition, so it cuts really well. Didn't have any problems with it binding up in any material. Now, I didn't do a lot of heavy cutting with this because it's not the kind of knife that I would. It's just a little bit smaller and things like that than I would like if I was going to do any heavy cutting. But it does do a lot of small duty tasks really, really well, and it's very attractive. I like the fact no jimping, no jimping. I have a love-hate relationship with jimping. So if it's good, I like it, but I still don't like the way it looks. So I like the fact that they didn't even go with any jimping. And then it's got a beautiful balance because there's a lot of weight reduction down in those scales. So you've got a great overall knife here. Now, a couple things that I don't like about it, and we'll talk about those in a second. So we're going to do flip side of the knife, flip side of the story. Now, I say only a couple of things. I mean only a couple of things. And the first two kind of go together. So technically there's like three things. This is kind of a hard edge, and in and out of pocket it can catch, especially on thicker material. Like I wear 511s sometimes and they have a reinforced pocket. So those canvas pockets, it wants to hit and you can feel it catch. Out of pocket, not a problem. But your pocket clip as well. So your pocket clip overhangs the cutout for this, and it kind of forces that material in there when you're going in and out of pocket. I would have liked to have seen this entire area either chamfered over on these edges so it's a lot more round, or have this be on the inside of the knife. That would be just one of the things. So there's like literally only three things I found with this knife. And then the final thing that I found with the knife is, as much as I like how attractive it is, these finishes, these really fine blast finishes, will snail trail up really, really easily. You can see just in and out of pocket, this has caught on the rivets and jeans and stuff like that, and they snail trail really easily. And so you kind of get that. A stone wash on top of this, like a light stone wash, would have kind of alleviated that a little bit and taken away how much you see it. Other than that, this knife is just shy of perfect for a small knife like this. I absolutely love this. I may try to find one of these in the future just to have here so we can do it for comparisons on the channel, because I just love this knife a lot. So is it a yup or not? If you don't at least check out the purchase link down below and see if it's something you want to get, then you are doing yourself a disservice. This is a great knife. It's absolutely a yup. I have yet to find a Dirk Pinkerton design that I don't like, and this is no exception. So with that being said, guys, that's the end. Let's get out of here. Let's turn this around, do some final thoughts, and send you out about your day. There you go, guys. Like I said, I've fallen in love with this knife. KATSU has done some of the best execution of some really good designs, and I love Dirk's designs. They're always stellar. So yeah, this thing really needs to go back to Jared over at Knives Knives so that I can get this stuff shipped out to him. But I love this. And if you can't find one, try to find one on the secondary market. You're not gonna be disappointed. So there you go, guys. Like I always say, I am self-sponsored. Tons of affiliate links down below. There's affiliate links for most of your major knife companies, most of your major knife vendors. And I also have a couple that have discounts are built into them. Coffee Brand Coffee, Temper Trail, discounts built into those links. I have an Amazon store. Take that link, pin it to your browser. Use it for all your Amazon shopping. Speaking of discounts, I have a coupon code, crazysharp, all one word. It will save you 10% at checkout at Fair & Forged Knife Works. KATSU knives and Rosecraft blades. Use that, save you some money. I have a membership down below where you can get in on a bunch of different benefits, and I have a public Discord where it says join the community. Guys, that's it on this one. I love you all. Keep it clean in the comments section. If it's your birthday, happy birthday, and I'll see you in the next video.